I just wanted to address a question that I get all the time, and that is, what are my symptoms of craniocervical instability? Craniocervical instability is a neurological condition that is caused by instability in your skull and your upper neck, and it can cause a lot of problems and be very debilitating and disabling. It can be anywhere from mild to very severe. I've been experiencing symptoms for quite a few years now, and so I made a list to share with you guys what symptoms I have, and also share some symptoms that I don't have but that some people with CCI do have. So hope this is helpful, and here we go. One of my very biggest symptoms of CCI has been pain, and it's often quite severe. The biggest spots of pain for me are at the base of my skull and in my neck. And before I started wearing the neck brace, it really just became debilitating, and it was difficult to be upright for any amount of time, you know, sitting, eating dinner, or trying to play a game with my family. I just felt like I couldn't hold my head up, and like my neck couldn't support my head. And a lot of people with CCI describe this as almost feeling like you have a bobblehead. And so that's definitely a big sign of CCI, and almost everyone I've talked to with CCI, pain has been one of their biggest symptoms. The next one is having weird sensations and symptoms when moving your neck in certain ways. And so sometimes when I don't have my brace on, and before I started wearing my brace, I would, like, if I had my head on like Jake's shoulder, or if I like turned a certain way kind of fast, I would get like really nauseous, or all of a sudden this terrible pain. And sometimes it would turn on like a bout of vertigo. And so different symptoms associated with like movements of your neck can be another sign. Nausea has been another big symptom for me. I sometimes have nausea just because the pain is so bad, and other times I have nausea associated with eating. And CCI can actually affect your GI system, believe it or not, and it's believed that it can cause a condition called gastroparesis, which is slowing of your intestines. And a lot of my doctors have suspected this in me. Thankfully, if I do have that, it's mild right now. I also have pressure headaches, and this is associated with another condition that I have called intracranial hypertension, and it's believed that CCI can cause intracranial hypertension in some patients. And so basically it just feels like you have this terrible throbbing headache and your head is going to explode. Another symptom that I have is dizziness, and I have a condition called partial orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or POTS, and that is also associated with craniocervical instability, and in some cases can be caused by craniocervical instability. So the next one is my neurogenic seizures, or dystonia. My limbs will uncontrollably flail, and I'll have a lot of nerve pain, and this typically happens to me when I'm laying down at night and when I'm at rest. I don't know why that is. It has happened to me when I've been sitting up or even standing in rare cases, but for me it typically happens at night, and basically I'll start getting this really bad nerve pain and tingling in my legs and in my arms, and then my arms and legs will violently flail for a few seconds, and this can happen like over and over and over and over again, and sometimes keeps me up like all night. And before I had my neck brace, that was one of my most debilitating symptoms because I wasn't getting any sleep, and it really was just kind of like a nightmare. And I know a lot of people that have CCI do experience non-epileptic seizures, and so some doctors that don't recognize CCI might tell you, oh, it's a psychological, seizure, or what did they call it? Convulsion or conversion disorder. They'll tell you that, and that's just not the case. For me, when I got my neck brace for almost a month, I didn't have a single one, and I slept in my neck brace, of course, and so that was proof to us that those were originating from my neck. And it's gotten to the point now where I still get them with the brace on, and I think that's brought on by like the physical therapy that I've been trying to do and just my condition progressing. It's just really painful. I am awake and aware of what's going on, but like kind of out of it. And so that's what my dystonia or seizure episodes are like. So my doctor referred to what I experienced as neurogenic seizures. Some people call it dystonia, and some people have it a little bit different than I do too. Some more symptoms that I have are vertigo, tingling in my hands and in my legs, ringing in my ears, and pulsatile tinnitus, nerve pain in my arms and in my legs, brain fog, clumsiness. I drop things a lot and I break things more than I used to. I have mild sleep apnea that might be caused by CCI. I know central sleep apnea can be caused by CCI as well. I have some difficulty swallowing, but not as severe as a lot of others have experienced. And I did have a swallow study where it showed some dysmotility with my swallowing, but nothing super severe. I don't have a gag reflex. I have reduced sensation to pinpricks, so when I went to go see the neurosurgeon that's going to be doing my surgery, he took a safety pin and he was like pricking me all over my body, and he was like, does this hurt? And I was like, no, I mean, I can feel it, but it like doesn't hurt. And then he pricked my other family members and they were like, ow! And so I have decreased sensation to pinprick, I guess. I have hyperactive reflexes in my arms, and then I have reduced or no reflexes in my legs. I have a lot of fatigue. I don't know if this is caused by my CCI specifically or my ADS. I get worse symptoms when storms come, so my pain and tingling nerve pain, neural issues get worse when storms come, and a lot of times I can predict storms better than the Weather Channel can. Last week we had a couple of storms that weren't on the Weather Channel, and I predicted them before they came, so that was kind of weird. And then I've been having blood sugar issues recently. We have no idea if this could be related to CCI, but brainstem compression can cause a lot of weird stuff. So it could be, it could not be. I've had high blood sugar issues where my blood sugar goes into 200s, 250s, and then also low blood sugar issues where my blood sugar will drop into like the 40s. And so we'll see if my fusion surgery will help with my blood sugar. I don't know. Another symptom that I have is heat intolerance. Is it due to my CCI? I don't know, but it is listed as one of the symptoms of CCI on several websites, so it could be. Symptoms that CCI can cause in other people that hasn't caused in me are facial numbness. Balance problems, I don't tend to have those. Vision problems, I don't have vision problems. Difficulty breathing. Paralysis, I haven't experienced that. Some people are actually unable to walk due to their CCI. I thankfully am still able to walk. And if I've missed any, feel free to comment them below. That was a lot of symptoms. but it does cause a lot of symptoms. It really can cause so many things to go wrong in people's bodies, and I hope that more doctors will recognize CCI in the future and that people will get diagnosed quicker before so much damage is done. And I will link some articles about CCI that you can read up on yourselves. Next week, I will be traveling to Maryland to have my craniocervical fusion surgery and my Chiari decompression surgery. And I'm planning on doing some sort of vlog while I'm recovering in the hospital just to show you what it's like. If you want to follow along on my journey, then you can click subscribe, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Bye!